everyone, welcome to Lady in the Red Bandana. Today I have a guest with me. Her name is Sammy and she is the owner of Sparkle Beauty Treatments. Hello Sammy.
Hello Mish, how are you, lovely?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad at all, thank you. Very excited to be here.
Good, excellent. That's what we want to hear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand it over to you. Just explain a little bit about yourself to our viewers and listeners.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Sam. I've been self-employed for 5 years now. I absolutely love my job. I'm the owner of Sparkle Beauty Treatments. It's all kind of started when I was working in salons, and one day I just wanted a challenge. So I thought I'd go all out and go self-employed. Scariest thing I've ever done, but it was one of the best things, definitely.
Cool. So why did you want to go into beauty to start with? Let's go from there.
Okay, well, yeah, it's a few years ago now. So basically when I was younger, I used to play with people's hair or, you know, look at makeup quite a lot. And my mum noticed the way I was talking to people when I was younger. I apparently talked to them with a lot of attention and I looked like I really cared about that person. So when I got older, it got to a point going to college and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So my mum said, well, maybe you should look into beauty therapy or hairdressing or that kind of line. And I thought, well, why not? It's caring for people. It makes people feel better. I love makeup and hair, so let's go for it. So at tender age of 17, started beauty therapy college, and I loved every minute of it. It was very hard. There's a lot of workload. You don't think it with things like that, but the theory and the practical were all very heavy going, but it was so rewarding and I absolutely loved it. And it's that nice sort of balance between caring for people and making them feel good. And I've also found, I'm sure you found this as well, Mish, because I know once upon a time we used to work together. And you find that you don't just become a beauty therapist, you become a bit of a therapist and a friend as well to your clients. So obviously as I've got into the industry, I've learned how to use that, and it's not just a beauty treatment anymore. It becomes like a therapy treatment, really, just like a feel-good treatment, and you want your clients to go out feeling good about themselves, inside and out.
I think that's really important, especially nowadays. Some people don't realise the effect that beauty therapy, I think it's just the word beauty that people think, oh, it's just pampering, it's just doing someone's nails, it's just doing someone's makeup, but it's actually to make that person feel good is amazing, isn't it?
Definitely, it's very rewarding, and I'm sure you find that. I'm in my little salon now speaking to you. These four walls hold a lot of hard times for my clients, good times for my clients, good news, bad news, and I think that's why I'm still in my job. I have tried to go into other things, but I just keep coming back to beauty therapy and I absolutely love it.
Well, that's good because you can continue to do it and you'll do really well at it, so it's really good. Obviously, we talk a lot to our clients, so I can talk to you on this basis because I know what you're doing, because I do the same sort of thing. Now, we talk a lot to our clients, we care a lot for our clients. It's really important that we look after ourselves too. And I think it takes a few years of doing beauty therapy and doing this sort of thing to realise that you yourself are an important being too. So obviously there's experiences that you've had that are really, really good within the job and within life in general. And there's experiences in life that have been not so great, but they're obviously a learning curve to get you to where you are now. Tell me a bit about those low points that you've been through personally, if you don't mind, and just to let people know who want to go into beauty therapy, that are in the same position that you are, but to know that they can actually do it.
I'm glad you touched on this, Mish, because obviously I have got a load of notes in front of me, and I thought, you know, you can talk about beauty therapy until you're blue in the face, but when it actually comes to kind of exposing yourself as a person, it can be quite scary. I've had some medical conditions myself, which have affected me mentally as well. I'm a kidney transplant patient, so I take ongoing medication. And the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because a lot of people look at me and just think, beauty therapist, she's young, you know, she's got no worries. So when I actually mention it to my clients with health conditions as well, they're actually pleasantly surprised, and you can kind of see them relax. So I kind of use part of that to make them relax. And I go, well, obviously with the cocktail of medication that I have to take every day, it does actually affect your mental health as well. So in 2011, I was about 6 months after my second transplant, and I was diagnosed with chronic anxiety and borderline depression. And I was on medication for a little bit, but then I was lucky enough to find a way of dealing with it myself. I've had some very low points, some very dark days, but I've also managed to find a way to bring myself up from that as well. The beautiful thing about that is I can talk to some of my clients that are really struggling, and I can see my struggle in them. So I'm just, it's easy, it's all well and good to say it'll get better, but I know it'll get better because I've been in that position. And that's why I like to encourage my clients and share my stories with them, so they know that I am just a human being. I'm a very positive, outgoing person. A lot of people that know me can say I'm a little bit over positive at times, but it's just the way I see things now. I think you have to go through struggles in your own life to realize what's really important. And for me, it's kind of having a bit of me time. I know obviously with everything going on at the moment with lockdown, it's been quite hard for me to not work because I'm so used to being busy, out with people. I'm a people person. So lockdown's actually taught me to look after myself. So have time for myself, get out in the outdoors for a bit. But if the anxiety kicks in and I'm not feeling that, then I'll stay indoors and I'll do some Zumba exercises. Or, you know, for me personally, exercise is important and well-being is important. I could talk about it forever, but I think the key point here is the fact that I almost like to bring my conditions to work, because for me, I can see the positives in everything. So I can kind of use it and go, well, this is my journey and look at me. You know, if I can do it, you can do it too. So, you know, I've been in the industry, 13 years, probably a little bit more. And like I say, I absolutely love it. And I never thought in a million years I'd go self-employed. But a very good friend of mine kind of gave me that push. And I'm very pleased that he did, because I'm doing what I want to do. And it's not just about the beauty. It's about, I mean, I've sat here and talked to people about their problems. Some people have just come in here to just talk to me. Some people have just sat here and cried. And we've spent about 10-15 minutes just talking things through. And then they might have a treatment, they might not. And I just find it very rewarding. And I do like to put myself out there now for the fact that when you've been in a very dark place and you can see a way out, you so desperately want to help others see that too. And that's the beautiful thing about life, really.
So with all your knowledge that you have, not only in the beauty industry, but with your personal world, you've been through obviously quite a lot. And do you feel empowered by that?
Definitely. It's, you know, sometimes I remember going to a counselling session and my counsellor said to me, she said, you've been through a lot. And when she actually broke it down, you think, oh yeah, so I have. You don't, I mean, when you're going through something, you don't realise how it affects you. But when someone actually, you know, takes a step back from, you know, looks at it from the outside, it's amazing how, you know, how much I probably have been through. I don't like to say it because it almost sounds like a little bit overwhelming, but yeah, I have. But I kind of see it as, I'm sure you've seen my posts on social media, on my personal social media as well, that I do like to radiate positivity. I am also quite realistic with it as well. We're not always positive. Even people like myself have down days. We've found things very difficult. But I find posts like that, that's how I empower myself. And I just, even if I can inspire one person by posting that, I feel empowered by that. And I hopefully they find some kind of empowerment from it as well, to get them up and realize their self potential and that they're enough. That's the most important thing, that they are enough.
I think as well that it's important you do it for you as well.
Definitely.
Because if we don't do it for ourselves, I know sometimes it seems that, oh, am I being selfish? Or you feel guilty for doing something for yourself. It's like, I don't know about you, but sometimes you'll have clients that are like, oh, should I really be doing this because I should be doing it for someone else? Yeah. It's like, no, you should be doing this for yourself. Take that time, have that treatment, do whatever you want, do that post that's really nice and positive, because if it makes you feel good, then that's that one person that you're helping. It doesn't really matter about everyone else. It's great if it inspires everyone else, but if it gives you that motivation to keep on going and to keep on being that positive person, that's what life's about. There's only one you, and you're the only person that can control that. So I think that's really beautiful that you want to be able to give that positivity to everyone. It's really lovely.
Thank you.
Let's bring this down a little bit more to you now, because you keep talking about everyone else. We need to talk about you as well. So
I'm good at that.
Yeah, so we are very much in that industry where we're looking after a lot of people. Like you said, it's not just a physical thing, it's a mental thing as well. Now, I've said already we have to look after ourselves. Now, what forms of self-care do you use to make sure you're looking, and I'm sure the list is huge for yourself, but what forms of self-care do you use to look after yourself, to help you whilst you're I know we're not working at the moment, but to help you whilst you're working and to help you carry on?
To be honest, I'm a massive lover of self-care. So I might like to help others, but I do love my pamper time.
Good.
And for me, that makes me feel so much better in myself. Obviously, because of our job, we have to practice what we preach. So I do have a nice skincare regime, sort of face and body. I like to look after my hair. I do actually have my nails done at the moment, because I thought, well, you know, I need to advertise my business, and it makes me feel good as well. And also on the other side of that, sort of you've got the pamper side, but even like the exercise and going out and things like that helps as well. So you're not just looking after your sort of the way you look, you're actually looking after the inside as well. So getting out there and keeping active, that's the thing I've found. For me, I find that I mention pampering quite a lot. I do pamper myself pretty much every night, and it could go from just a face mask to a foot spa, or, you know, it's all beauty related, of course. But it does set your mind, it just changes your mindset. If you've had a rotten day, you know, just say, right, well, I deserve this, so I'm going to put a face mask on, or I'm going to paint my nails a bright colour. And it does you the world, definitely does you the world of good. So I'm a massive preacher of self-care, definitely.
You've hit on something quite good there with mindset. It is a lot to do with mindset. And yes, you might feel like you are treating yourself, but at the same time, it's not a treat. You're just doing it to make yourself feel good. And that is okay. It's okay to make yourself feel good. It's okay to you're not even being selfish. You're just doing it for you. And if it makes you a better person and people can see that, then why not? You know, you're not going to not give yourself a facial or not do those things because you feel bad about what other people are going to think. It is very much about, you know, whatever you radiate is whatever you put yourself inside yourself, isn't it, really? So
definitely. And I think with the whole beauty therapy industry, it is practice what you preach. That's how I was trained, and that's how I've kind of brought it to even my own business as well. And one thing that a couple of my regular clients really touched on, and that this really sort of stays with me because this is the reason why I do my job, is they say that they can be silly, they can be themselves. And that's a massive compliment. And if they can feel comfortable to come in and pamper themselves as well, or if they see a colour on my nails and they really like it, then it promotes them to go, oh, actually, I don't usually have my nails done, but I'm going to because I quite like that colour. And it's amazing how you can see someone change within a matter of maybe sort of a half an hour treatment. You know, their whole being just changes. And my aim is to allow my clients to float out of here. And that's when they do, you know, they've got a smile and they're feeling good about themselves, then I've done my job.
Exactly. But then it's the same thing again, is if that makes you smile by doing that for yourself, or you going to get a treatment done somewhere, or you getting your hair done, then that's okay as well, because that's the whole aim of all of this, isn't it? Isn't that the aim of life, just to be happy? We have our low points, but we have to make ourselves happy at the same time. Now, we've touched on self-care quite a lot because that's what we do. We are there to look after ourselves, look after other people at the same time. What would you like to do more of each day, do you think? What's something that you probably haven't done a lot of pre-COVID and pre-lockdown that you would like to continue to do more?
The one thing, the best way I can answer that question is I've learned to enjoy sort of walking and being a little bit more active in myself. I'm not really a walker. I'm very good at going, right, I'm going to sit down and watch this program and then I vegetate for about 3 hours and I've not done anything with my day. So my concern when I go back to work is I'll get myself so busy, because you throw yourself into it. I mean, let's be honest, we've been off a few months, so you just want to go all out. But I'm actually making a conscious effort to rebook appointments where I can actually have a bit of fresh air, keep myself active, what I'm like, my diet and my exercise, really, because it's so easy to let it slip. And like you keep saying, I know I talk about other people, but for me, I've learned that I feel better in myself. I feel healthier. I just feel the fresh air just clears my mind. So if I can keep that up, personally, I think I can do my job a little better as well, because if I feel good in myself, like you say, it radiates out.
I think it's not a problem. It's a thing that we have, is we try and do so much for other people in the sense of trying to get everybody booked in. And of course, we want to be busy after this crazy time that we've just had. And we will be busy, and I know that we will be, but it's about making sure that first client gets the last client that you have of your day has the same experience as your first client that day. Yeah. And I think that is not possible without you having your breaks, without you having time to make sure you're having a drink, making sure you're drinking plenty of water. And because people are paying for a service at the end of the day, that's what they are paying for, and they want to have the best out of you. And if you're not looking after yourself, like we go back to that again, if you're not looking after yourself, you cannot give that same amount of energy out to the morning client that you do to, you know, your evening client, and then you're back in again in the morning. So especially with you being self-employed, you need to give your all of the time. Now, there's another thing that we touched on when we talked before, actually, that I'd like to go into a little bit more. Now, when we talk about treating people, we're obviously talking a lot to people who are not going through the best times. And sometimes that energy can come on to us. And it's, what do you do to help yourself with that? Because obviously we have to block it, because we can't take that negative energy home with us as well. We want to help that person, but we can't obviously take it on, because otherwise we'd flop at the end of the day. So what do you do to make sure you look after yourself that way as well?
For me personally, yes, you are spot on with that. We do take a lot of negative things from our clients. I mean, obviously they can be struggles, and again, it's a compliment to our work if they feel comfortable enough to open up about it, which is wonderful. Absolutely. But you are right, we need to protect ourselves. I also do angel card readings. So while I haven't been working in the beauty industry, I've been working with angel cards. And the great thing about them is they are very positive cards, but they can bring negative things out. Now, the reason why I mentioned them is it's very similar to beauty in the way that people pour their hearts out to you. and you can end up taking on so much. It's almost like holding a lot on your back, and you ended up feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So for me personally, again, getting out in the fresh air. But I also use essential oils and joss sticks to cleanse the room. Because my room is part of my home, I don't want to bring any energies into my home. So I like to individually cleanse the two. So I'm a massive believer in healing, things like that. So I do like joss sticks, essential oils. For me personally, I do deep breathing exercises, and I learn to let go. I've also a believer in Reiki healing as well. So with my Reiki healer, they've told me to create a barrier around myself. So I use that as well. Obviously invisible, but you learn. I find now I don't take on they kind of get to a certain point and I can deal with someone's problems, but I don't end up affecting my own energy, which is a massive thing for me, because I do like to listen to people, and I was taking it all on and wearing myself out. So it's quite nice to be able to still listen, but almost keep it at arm's length a little bit. So deep breathing exercises are a massive thing. And again, the fresh air has been an absolute godsend.
I think people have been more grateful for being able to go out for walks than anything else over this period of time, haven't they, really? So
yeah.
For someone, let's say, who isn't into the holistic approach, which we are heavily in that, aren't we? When we're massaging, we are literally touching a person's skin. So for somebody, let's say, that's not into that holistic approach and doesn't know how to meditate and isn't sure how to go that way through it, walking is a massive thing, because it's its own meditation. You don't actually realize it because you're not on your phone. You put your phone away. You're just walking, and that's it. Now, taking yourself away from social media, taking yourself away from opinions and news and all that sort of thing is a big thing as well, I think. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I am one of those people that is constantly on my phone. And obviously with readings, I've been doing it all online. So I'm constantly talking to people, either doing readings or just helping them through a bad day. But then sometimes I look at the clock and I think, oh my God, I've been on my phone like half the day. Like, where's it gone? So I'm trying. Some days easier than others, but I do consciously try to put my phone away. Even in the evenings when me and my husband are watching telly, I put it away from me, so I'm not constantly looking at it. Some days are better than others because I'm used to being on it. But I have to be honest with you, it makes me feel so much better. I take my phone out walking with me, only to take photos. It's on silent. And I actually learned now that it's not that important to keep checking on it. And it's made my mental state so much lighter because I'm not reading into things. Nothing seems to affect me. And that's the massive thing. And by just going outside or even sitting in the garden, I'm making a conscious effort to just step away from social media, because it can be quite a poisonous time, especially recently. It's just more the fact of just putting it away. And it does take habit and dedication, but I can honestly say it's so worth it because you remember what's really important. And if you aren't into healing, just getting outside, even if you don't even go for a walk, if you're not a walking lover, just get out in your garden, sit in your garden for 10 minutes with nothing on, like no music, your favorite drink, maybe, just in peace. And it's amazing what it can do for your well-being. Definitely.
It's really funny because you said sit outside with nothing on, and you're just naked outside.
Could you imagine the neighbours? Yeah, my goodness.
It just made me laugh and just tickled me. That's really funny. But no, I understand what you mean. No social media, just keeping it away. Now,
please keep your clothes on.
Though. Keep your clothes on.
That wasn't part of it.
That's so funny. Now, with regards to social media, again, we obviously can use it in a really positive way as well. So there are really good bits to it as well. We've been able to communicate with our loved ones. We've been able to do things like this, so we can understand what business owners are going through, what people in general are just going through in these times. Now, obviously, you've got a really good support network. You've got really good family, really good friends. How have they supported you through this as well?
They've been amazing. I'm very good at literally putting my head down and just getting on with my own problems. I don't like to talk about them too much, because it's almost like feeling like I'm burdening someone. But at the end of the day, it's the way I see it. My problems aren't, there's always someone worse off. So for me, I don't tend to open up. But by opening up to someone that you trust and you love, it does actually help. So, and then obviously you can find some kind of answers to some of the issues that you might be having. And the most important thing for me is, I do admit that it's scary to talk about, things. I touched up on counselling earlier, and that was scary. I felt like a rabbit caught in the headlights. But I do find that my mum is my rock. She does live quite a way, so I've not been able to see her. But just the odd video call or the odd phone call, it just makes everything better, and it's amazing, and I'm so lucky to have that. And I think, to be honest, I've got a couple of groups, good old WhatsApp as well, where there's a few girlies and we're all having very similar struggles. So that's quite nice as well, to know that you're not on your own. And I think I'm very lucky, like you say, I am, but I also feel very sorry for people who don't have that network. So somehow I kind of feel it's my duty to try and reach out to someone that could be on their own, because just by saying hello to somebody can make their entire day. And it can be something so small, like going outside again. I'm obviously liking outside today. But you can walk past someone and they could be having a really rotten day. Just by acknowledging them, they could be on their own, and you're the only person that they see. And I think that's a massive thing as well. So you are right. I am very lucky. I've got an amazing network of friends, family, and I know that if I ever needed to, I could pick up that phone and someone would be on the end of it. So yeah, I like to celebrate that, because without them, I wouldn't be who I am, really, because at least I've got someone who doesn't think I'm going completely mad, and that it's okay to have these dark thoughts or unusual thoughts that you're not used to either. That's the important thing. It's having that trust, and it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much for today. It's been really lovely to speak with you. I know that I could probably speak for hours and hours and hours with you, but we only have a short amount of time, unfortunately. But is there anything else that you would like to say?
Oh, I just thank you for having me. I've absolutely loved this. This is, obviously it's quite a daunting thing, putting yourself out there, but I hope that, people watching this they feel empowered by it. And it's a little bit of positivity in their day, really. Like I say, we are only human. We might be beauty therapists and have positive all the time, but we are only human. And I think in a time where we are at the moment, that's a very important thing to get across. So yeah, just look after yourselves and do things for you as well. Be a little selfish in a way, if you see it like that, and look after yourself.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much.
Pleasure, lovely. Thank you very much. A little bit of exercise a day. So either walking, I have to admit, I'm a lover of dancing around my lounge. So something like that, put your favourite music on. My second would be a bit of skincare, face mask, or, just cleanse and moisturise. Just give yourself a little bit of a beauty treatment. Anybody can do that. And my third would be look after your mind as well. Deep breathing is a massive thing for me. I'm a very overexcited person. Like I say, I'm a very energetic person. So sometimes I kind of have to bring myself back down. So deep breathing can help with panic attacks. That's the most important thing. Deep breathing can help with mentality, change the state of well-being. If you're going through quite a stressful time as well, I find deep breathing helps to bring you back down a little bit and kind of just analyse things a little bit better. So they would be my 3 things personally.
We have been the lady in the red bandana, and we want you to be empowered to believe in yourself.